Welcome to Down South Football Podcast, man. Thank y'all for joining us, man. It was another crazy, wild, great weekend of football, depending on who you were cheering for. But if you're just a fan of college football, you really enjoyed it. I know, right? You really, really enjoyed it, man. This is your boy, Renard Williams. You got to the right of me onto the screen, DL Gardner 205, better known as David Gardner. Then we got hashtag Dark Auburn, which I couldn't put that for mine either, and that's boy Chauncey Tuck. Man, I apologize that Ben Dennis, I am DJ Double Dose, is not here yet, but apparently he just popped into the screen. Let me see if I can add him to the stream. Ben?
When you be the top 5 team in the nation, when everybody tell you that you're a 14-point underdog, and you come through, and you just, you already know what time it is, man. It's your main man, DJ the Fuck Double Dose, man. Top 5 victory. FSU, baby. What's going on, fellas? What's happening?
I told you don't let him back in. I told you don't let him back in.
You know what? Excuse us for 1 second, people. We about to move him backstage. So, hey, fellas, y'all ready to start the show now? Are y'all ready to really start the show? Because I don't know what the hell that was. We can't have that. What is going on? So, anyway, congratulations to Florida State on a great win, man. I really appreciate everything that's going on, but I don't need this Tokyo Olympics kind of introduction that we got going on around here.
I'm gonna tell you, he got the disco ball. He's like a DJ for real tonight. So okay.
I mean, should we let him back in?
Let him back in. Let me see what he's doing now.
Okay. Let's see if he's calmed down a little bit.
I'm back to normal, man. I'm back to normal, man. I'm back to normal.
I'm back to normal. There you go. Anyway,
I'm back to normal, man. What's up, people? What's up, world?
Get to your Florida State game.
Of course.
As usually, the world does not revolve around them, but we're
no, it does not. It does not. It does not.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to sit down and get ready.
I am.
Okay,
I am.
All right.
I am.
Here we are. Go back. Let me get my hosting duties back. Once again, people, welcome to the Down South Football Podcast. We're here, man. It was another great weekend, like I said earlier. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Everybody know what this weekend was, man. So let's get into the game. Georgia at Alabama. Wow. A lot you can get into this game, but I think some deficiencies showed up that we thought. Well, I know that I thought, but we're gonna get into it. So, who wants to go first? I think
I go first.
Y'all go ahead. I'm still getting reset up.
Well, you with all the theatrics and okay. Back to the game, Dave. Let me just block him out for a minute. Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead, get into it.
I mean, man, you know, first of all, shout out to Matt Jones, man. I gave this kid a lot of hell. I gave him a lot of hell, but I told y'all, I'm a man of my word now. I told y'all if he makes it out this game and handles his business, I was gonna give him props. I ain't gonna bother him no more this year. So I mean, hey, shots out there. I mean, my take on the game is this. Georgia's offense is one of those offenses to where if they keep you in a close game, then you're in trouble. If they run out in front, you're probably still in trouble because of the defense. But if it's a game they can't handle no type of shootout where they're not finding any type of way to me to try to get Pickens the ball. And that I just don't understand it. I mean, you don't send him in no motion. He's always out, split out wide. You don't put him nowhere else. I mean, you're talking about one of your top threats on offense, and you just have no type of creativity to try to get the ball in the kid's hand. And I just don't understand that, man. Maybe one of you guys can chime in on that because I'm confused, man. I just don't understand it. How if I can have a top receiver in the conference, and I'm just gonna let him sit out on the island and just not even really look his way.
Well, I will add a little bit to that about Monken and his system and about the Georgia system itself. It's still relying on a 5'10". I'm not giving that dude 5'11". A 5'10" walk-on former fifth string quarterback.
Was that JUCO left and everything?
And I just don't think where he is right now in that offense, it's not designed, like you said, to get him the ball, and they're not doing anything to help him get the ball itself. I like Burton as a receiver. I like what's number 10, Kier Jackson.
Right.
But I think what Georgia misses off their offense outside of their actual starting quarterback is probably sitting on the sideline is the fact that there's nobody really deep.
Right.
There's nobody to take the top off. And Burton can be that, but he plays in the slot so much. Like they don't present those problems to you on offense to where it's like, ooh, I gotta really bag up because boy really don't have the arms to throw the deep ball. He likes the middle of the field. He likes the 15 to 25 yard route when you're talking about that part, but they got to do a little bit more. If I'm Georgia, and we just talking about offense, we're gonna get to the other side of the ball. We're gonna get to Alabama, y'all. I can hear y'all already in the back cussing and fussing.
We got y'all. We ain't going
nowhere. There was a marquee game. We ain't going nowhere. But that's some of the things they have to do because they almost have to play perfect to keep up with Alabama.
Yeah,
right.
Because what we have figured out, we kind of knew, but we figured out. Okay, all this talk about Georgia and their defense and this and that and this. Shout out to Steve Sarkisian, because not only did he put Georgia defense in bad way, he did it with formation.
Right.
He did it with personnel groupings.
Right.
He did it with motion and everything, and put them in a horrible thing. So, but Pickens and stuff, man, they got to find another way to get the kid the ball.
And just like you were saying with Sarkisian, how he was putting different formations, trying to create mismatches and things like that. I just really don't see that from Georgia. Georgia seems like to me one of those offenses to where, hey, my Jimmys are going to be better than your Joes. Let's line up and play. You know, and against, and here's what I've said for years about teams that try to match up against Alabama, and I'm going to wrap this up, is that you can't out-Bama. You know what I mean? You might be just as big and you might be just as strong, but at the end of the day, bro, and I think this is why y'all boy down in Auburn, Gus, why he's been kind of successful against them because he's able to do something a little bit outside the box, and he don't try to out Alabama.
Right.
He does what he does and brings some twists and things to kind of maybe get a score here or there that he probably wouldn't get, and that kind of puts him over the top. But I just need to see from Georgia. I need to see some more creativity, some more imagination on offense. I mean, you can run it down for stroke, but at the end of the day, man, college football, your offense really has to have the ability to get to 40. And that's just where we are. And if you can't get there, you're going to be in trouble.
And I think to your point, and I was going to say, I think to your point, Dave, whenever we watch Georgia these last few years, they've played against Alabama. It's like what you said. It's like the same thing. It's like they think they're going to line up and out Bama. And truth be told, this Alabama is not the same Alabama from 3-4 years. It's not the same Alabama, but they still lining up with the same mentality, thinking like, okay, we're going to control the clock. We're going to run the ball. And, we're going to maybe get a turnover too, and we're going to get up out of there. But that's not, at the end of the day, that's not going to work. And it's not working.
We know what they're doing. They're becoming. It's more the Les Miles factor when he was at LSU.
Yep, there you go.
That's what I see. Doing the same thing. You got running. You got talented running back, talented players all
stable.
Right. But we just gonna keep pounding our head against the wall. You have lost at least three winnable games. It's probably more than that if I really think. At least 3 winnable games against Alabama. And you keep doing the same thing. They brought nothing different to the table.
And when you look at it overall, it's just one of those situations where it's like, we know Georgia got the talent. Now, granted, I'm sure some Georgia fans may come on here and say, hey, Stetson Bennett is not the answer. That game proves it. He's not the answer. He's not the key to the game. But ultimately,
we needed a game to do that.
I know, but I'm just saying, that's what they're going that's what they're going to clamor on to right now. That's what they're going to hold on to.
Jake Fromm wasn't the answer either.
No.
Let
me tell you something.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I sat here and told y'all Thursday night. I told y'all that game being in Tuscaloosa, it was going to be tough for Georgia to beat these boys. That's the number one thing. Number two, Stetson Bennett, like Renard said, is 5'10". All Alabama has to do is put their hands up and they're gonna knock the passes down. They were killing Auburn and they killed everybody else over the middle. You know, they were eating people up over the middle. Even Pickens, they were motion Pickens into the slot and throw the ball over the middle. Okay, granted, let me give Golding a hand clap because he adjusted perfectly defensively in the second half, and nobody doesn't want to talk about Golden until he started doing bad stuff.
Because they want him gone, so they ain't gonna talk about the positive that he do.
So one thing is, again, Sarkisian, again, he called a hell of a game. I think when I texted in the group when Waddell caught that long touchdown, I said, "Oh, blood's in the water. Here they come." Because if you do not stop Alabama before they start being like, to your point, Dave, if you don't try to stop Bama from being Bama, they're gonna eat you up alive. And that's what happened. I mean, Jordan got caught up in the moment. They were winning at halftime, but
they were up.
The big momentum though was switched to Alabama when Richard, I can't pronounce his name, but he's a Hoover Buck. Shout out to him because he kicked the ball 50-some yards.
Will Riker.
Yeah, thank you. Will Riker kicked the ball through the upright, and that was huge for them.
Was 52-yard kick.
They gave them so much momentum because hell, back in the day, you would never thought there was no kicker from Alabama gonna make a 50-yarder.
They wasn't even attempted it.
They're not attempted, but they knew it wasn't gonna go in.
The new Auburn rule came into play when that happened too.
Yeah,
I call it Auburn rule because we always getting these rule changes because Gus does something and Nick Saban wants a rule change. And this kind of benefited Nick Saban again. But again, to the point of who's the man, who's going to be the man for Georgia, it ain't Stetson Bennett. Obviously, it's not Pete. It's not what's his name? Backup
JT.
It's not JT Daniels, and it's not the third string because
he's gonna come in at some point. I think at some point they're gonna bring him in.
If JT Daniels is not taking this starting position away from this guy right now, it ain't gonna happen.
Well, here's the thing with JT Daniels. He's cleared, but he's not healthy.
Healthy, right?
He's not 100% healthy. That was confirmed. Because I had that same answer. I had to get that question answered.
Yeah.
Is he 100% healthy? But there were 3 plays, going back to the game, there were 3 plays. That field goal in the half, that ball off Burton's hand that got intercepted, and Waddle's 90-yard TD.
Yeah.
That right there was in a 3-4 minute, it's gone. Game over.
I don't understand why Burton all of a sudden can't catch. Man, Burton was a sure hit receiver in the high school.
He dropped a touchdown.
Man, let me tell you, I thought he dropped the pass when he caught the touchdown pass. I thought he dropped that one because he looked back on it. He caught the ball, and then the next thing you know, you see the ball rolling around the ground, and he looks at the official, and he had to tell his coach, "Yeah, coach, I caught the ball." I'm telling you,
I don't put that pass on Burton though. That one that got intercepted.
No, the one that got intercepted not his fault. No.
That's what I was talking about. That was part of the game change. I don't put that. That's just on.
But I'm talking about that Burton.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, to me, like they say, you got Pickens on one side, and how many targets did he have? I don't think he had 10.
Man, he only had 5 catches.
Okay.
At some point, you got to feed him, man. At some point,
probably maybe 10 targets. That's your targets. I mean, don't be like Williams, but I mean, just do something.
You threw the ball 40 times, Tuck.
That's not enough. I mean, not that's not enough targets for George. And it's not. You got one of the best receivers probably in the country, and you only got 5 catches and probably 10 targets. Come on, man.
Going back to what y'all were talking about Sarkisian and the difference in where we are. You look at Alabama plays. I saw the stat: 61 or 63% of their targets went to Waddle, Smith, or Harris. We call that getting your best players the ball.
Exactly.
That's what you do. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Now, and you put that behind what they got you got it forming. But before we get to the Bama offense, let's feel in the end on Georgia's offense. I don't know if JT Daniels answers. You got 2 weeks. You off this week. If I don't see him against Kentucky, it's not going to matter. You're going to see the same thing in December.
Right.
Or whenever the championship game going to be played, March, April, June, July, August, whatever. But when you see it, I feel like you're not going to have anything. But moving off from Georgia offense, let's go to an offense that's just humming on all damn cylinders. Let's talk about this Bama offense for a minute, man. Okay. When I watch Alabama offense, and I heard it this morning, heard what someone said, Alabama used to have to run. Whoever TV is on, turn it down a little bit. Hey,
that's I guess that's mine because
because I'm on mute.
Andy Dalton just threw another interception.
Oh,
yeah, he did. He did.
My bad. We're recording here Monday night football is on. Normally all our TV is on. But
sorry, Cowboys fans. Sorry, it's 28-3. We sorry.
I forgot. What was I saying? I forgot just that quick what we were talking about. Oh, Bama offense.
Right.
What'd you say, Tuck?
Alabama's offense. That's what we're talking about.
Here's the thing about them when everybody knows Alabama from running the ball. Mm-hmm. And I like to say, Najee, man, you a different you've been a different beast these last few games, and you definitely was a different beast. Now, bro, can't nobody really. He finally has figured out. Oh, I'm big, I'm agile, I'm hostile, and I can move, and I got this wonderful line in front of me. And guess what? When you combine that with the fact that we got Waddle, we got Smith, we got Mechie on the outside, and we know we'll slide a little tight end in on y'all every once in a while, and we got this accurate flamethrower sitting at quarterback right now.
He and I know people. I'm gonna let you keep going.
No,
he's finally reminded me of how Trent looked while he was at Bama. Remember when Trent finally came into his own? When Trent Brisbane finally came into his own, it was just like
I don't know about putting category Trent, but I mean I guess you said
I see where you're going, but Trent.
Yeah, like when he was at Bama, because I know a lot of people get tainted by Trent when he went to the league.
I'm talking about
Bama.
Real quick though. Trent was always a dog. Trent was great for Ingram. Okay, whenever that's how I feel. I've always felt that. So I'm not gonna say
he ain't there yet, but Najee. Maybe because they similar size. That's what's making me. Maybe that's what's making me see it.
Najee's kind of tall.
Who's similar size?
Yeah, Najee's kind of tall.
Najee's like 6'1.5".
Yeah, because look,
short.
Well, the whole discussion with backs to me is going to be Trent, then Derrick Henry, and Josh Jacobs. That's how I look at it because those are some tough backs.
Right.
Yeah, but I still my thought on Najee is you should have saw this from Najee last year.
Yes,
he didn't get a chance to.
It was not his fault at all.
No,
right. You know what I'm saying? Damian Harris stayed at Alabama. You got a 3-year window, and they're gonna need you to move along.
Yeah,
and actually, to be honest with you, Najee Harris probably should have been getting drafted with Josh Jacobs. To be honest with you,
go ahead.
Had they both played last, like really got those reps, right? Because I think he would have been eligible, right?
No, Najee was Josh Jacobs went 2 years ago. I don't think Najee started. Well, Najee played as a freshman.
Correct.
So Najee was eligible last year, but he came.
He was eligible last year. Him and Smith were eligible last year.
That's the point I'm making. So had he got those early reps like he should have. So I don't think it was a situation of ability or he's running with more conviction. I think that has he matured, of course, but I think it's more so of him getting those quality carries, which I think he should have been getting anyway.
Well, I will say this on top. This is just what they say. They just say that his game has evolved a lot. Now he probably could have got the carry. They just said there was not a toughness to his game. And like you kind of like realize like he was always just naturally talented as hell.
Right.
But it just seems like now the light has turned on in all aspects, not just the running.
Right.
But I think all aspects. But that could be maturity. Like you said, it could be the fact that he's the person all the time. It could be a lot of things. But I'm happy for the kid for him to get the way he is. But I mean, I don't know how many times I have to say this about Jalen Waddle.
At some point, you got to double his ass. I'm sorry.
No, it's not gonna. You can't. Who you?
Okay,
Okay,
you
and
can't.
double him and who?
You can't keep letting them beat you though, dog. I get it. I'm with you. I'm with y'all. Like with Mitchie doing this thing and Devonta doing this thing, but at some point. At some point, man, because he gonna do it if you leave him 1-on-1.
Okay, but then if you double Waddle, okay, let's slot 24/7. He doesn't go outside half the time unless you motion him in and put Smith in the slot. Then what you gonna do then? There's no way possible. You got Deontay Smith, Minchie, you got Waddle, then you got Najee coming out the backfield, then you got your tight ends, bruh. There is no way possible that you can stop this.
Yeah, you better come in the game with a game plan to get 50
But
points.
this straight across the board ain't working either.
He Waddle in front.
Hold on. Here we go. You keep talking about doubling him. Okay, let's just say you playing a regular 4-3 defense. You got your regular 4D. Even if you bring in a nigga or whatever, who you gonna double and who you gonna leave? You don't want to leave Smith because Smith is really a more complete receiver.
Right, he's the top.
You don't want to leave Metchie because he's burning folks all day long.
He's top on the right.
So what you can do?
I guess my point is sometimes you have that one guy that's just. It's like when Devonta Smith scores, it's like cool. You know what I'm saying? He scored like y'all said. He's the most complete, absolute receiver. Michie, he coming up. He the young kid. He coming up. But with Waddle, you know when he does what he does. It's going to be explosive. It's going to be a game changer. It's going to ignite everybody. At some point, you got to make other people beat you. And they can. They can.
Ain't no can half.
You can't have. They can't double.
But to Ben's point, I see what Ben is saying. When Waddle makes those explosive plays he makes, I mean, the team just explodes.
They explode, man.
And I guess when
that's it. You can't let Water do those. You can't let on those smashes like the Georgia DB. It was a go. It was a stop and go route. That's the reason he fed up. And then Water did do this a little bit.
They ain't call it. So you know they ain't calling it.
It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to call anyway. When the dude was already about falling down.
But to the point, the safety dropped down because you had if I remember correctly. Waddle was at the top. You had Smith and going in the middle. The safety dropped down. Okay. If you had somebody over the top, let's say if Waddle did, the safety would stayed up at the top. If he stays over the top, you got Deontay Smith right there, running wide open over the top of that.
I'm with you.
There's nothing.
I'm with you 100%. But at some point, I can't keep just letting this dude that I know.
You're gonna
once he gets going, like you said, it's going to happen. But I guess I'm just from the mindset of I'm going to try to take away at least something instead of leaving everything across the board even, because that's what people are doing. And like you said, everybody eating.
But here's the issue. See, here's where the brilliance of Nick Saban, here's where the brilliance of Sarkisian come in. It's not like they're like I said before, their formations, their matchups are forcing you to do that. So everything that you have, they have accounted for. Nick Saban broke down the play where Smith hit the corner of the end zone saying like, yeah, we ran this play with Waddle. We ran the bubble screen with Waddle in the first half to basically draw the DBs up. Right. And we kind of faked the bubble screen because they do like most offensive coordinators. We going to run this play to set up this play, and then they set up that play. So I'm not
they run dummy plays just to set you up.
Yeah, they dummy plays get 50 yards.
Right. It was a bubble play call for Waddell. They faked that, and then goddamn Smith does a goddamn wheel route, and the shit is wide open. There's no way you could double Waddell even if he comes in the flat. There's no way you could double this guy.
I think about all of that we're talking about, but at the end of the day, football comes back to one thing, and that's that line of scrimmage.
Yep.
And if you play in Alabama, and you can't create you can hang it up. You can't create pressure with at least four guys.
You can hang it up.
You're gonna be in trouble because you're not gonna be able to cover these guys one-on-one, and if you give them too much time, they gonna find a way to get open. And
Yep.
and until somebody can do that, that was the key against when they played Clemson too a couple years back. Clemson was able to control the line of scrimmage. They didn't have to bring extra men. They was able to just drop everybody in coverage, and they D line just wreck shop.
Because Leatherwood was getting beat by I forgot the DN for Georgia. He was getting beat, and you could tell Matt Jones was getting frustrated in the second.
Yeah, he was, because he ran off the field like a little kid playing lily ball.
Right,
like damn man, I'm just having time.
And I was like, maybe there's a little break, but then they threw another. I think they threw another interception. Then Bama got the ball back, and that's blood in the water.
And the halftime happened, and that was it.
When you look at it like this, and we can wrap it up so we can move on to a couple of the games. When you look at it like this, man, and I think the reason why we spend so much time on this game is because of the talent that's on that field. It's going to be like that Alabama LSU game from a couple of years ago where they had basically all 22 starters were drafted. 11 on both sides of both sides of the teams. You look at it, man, like, don't think Georgia's not going to learn from this. Now, there will be a response. But here's the thing about it. The thing about Alabama now is they don't have to run. It used to be back in the day, even when they first started getting explosive, they had to run.
Right.
Now they run because it's nice for them to run.
Right.
But the crazy part about it is that they don't have to right now. Right now, it's clicking on the cylinders. And I'm going to tell you right now, they could have put 60 on Georgia. Let's just be real about the situation. They could have if they really wanted to press the pedal. So it's going to be interesting to see how it folds out. I'm not going to that place of, they the greatest this, they greatest that. Right now, they're clicking on cylinders because this is 2020. And what we have learned in 2020 is that nothing is absolute.
We ain't playing all this right here. We talk about all this, and then next week they lay a damn egg.
Right. So, Dave, you got the final word on there? We can move on.
I mean, my final word would be, right now, Bama is clicking on all cylinders. I look for them to be strong the rest of the year. I look for them to be standing at the end. At the end of the day, I chose Florida to be my SEC champion, but I don't think. I think I'm gonna recant that. So, congratulations, Bama. And,
Florida ain't got no defense, man.
Hey, don't feel bad. I picked LSU, so
yeah. I did too. I was with you right there too, Chuck. I picked LSU too.
Yeah, I thought both of you smoking.
After the way this offense clicking, that's gonna be ugly. COVID,
whatever.
COVID.
But moving on. Look, we're gonna move on to another surprise game. Well, surprise because of how convincingly it was, but we got them Kentucky Wildcats breaking another Kentucky football streak under Mark Stoops.
Tuck, that was your pick, Tuck.
That was my pick.
No. I'm talking about no. We ain't talking about singular. Tuck picked Tennessee to win the East.
Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about the picks.
No.
Kentucky 34. When we said on Thursday, the line looked real funny. Kentucky 34, Tennessee 7. Garetano, bro. And the crazy part about the Kentucky win, they beat Mississippi State, they beat Tennessee. I think they put up in those two games a total like 300 yards worth of offense. Total between the two games total, and they still winning both games basically in a convincing fashion, man. And Tennessee, man, you gotta be scratching your head. Especially with the Bama boy coming to town. And man, I don't know what to say about it. So, Tuck, what you got?
Guantanamo Bay.
Let me tell you something. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Kentucky for showing me that I do know a little bit about.
Thank you, Kentucky.
Thank you so much, because
that quarterback was 12 or 15.
That's how they win, baby. Don't hate.
That's how they win, though. I gotta tell you that defense does this. Y'all picked against y'all picked them. You and Dave picked Mississippi State to beat Kentucky, and I told you that Stoops had a good defensive background. Reckon he'll figure this out. He did the same thing with Guantanamo Bay. They scored 14 points off of 2 throws from Guantanamo Bay.
Almost 21.
Almost 21. He got tripped up at the end. He should have scored. So That offense didn't have to do nothing. No, shout out to Eddie Grand, former Auburn running back coach. But I don't understand Tennessee's philosophy right now. I mean, I know my big cuz Brandon Kennedy plays number 55, plays for center for Tennessee Volunteers. I don't understand them firing Jimmy Brumbaugh.
Off the top, they said bye, like he was the problem.
Right? Did you fire their quarterback coach too? I mean, your D-line has not been your problem
at all.
I mean, I maybe there's something that I don't know that's going on in the inside that program. Jeremy's going to take over for coaching the defensive line. I don't know, but shout out to Kentucky though, man. I appreciate it. Y'all are one extra point away from just having one loss. And I picked y'all against Ole Miss too, but hey, that kicker just crapped the bed. But shout out to Tennessee for throwing 3 interceptions, and they have no answer. They're just like Auburn. They don't have no other quarterback, I guess, to put in the game.
No. Tennessee has no other answer. They got to roll with. They got to roll with Guantanamo Bay, man. I think when you look at it, like Tuck said, the whole part about finding a defensive line coach is just freaking comical. I'm like, that's not really how you lost the game, but I get it, Pruitt. If that's what's gonna make you sleep better at night to take over the play calling,
and it might be something else. We don't know.
It might be something internal that we just don't know. It might be something internal. But when you have a quarterback that basically plays an entire game and he only has 88 yards passing, no touchdowns. Your man had a 4 QBR. Y'all can tell me, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think I've ever seen a QBR.
I've seen the 2.
You seen the 2? I'm about to say I haven't seen one less than 4.
Yes, that guy that we talked about last year. That I can't remember that guy. That got numbers. If you don't remember, it was that one. Y'all don't remember?
No.
It was he was so terrible. He was like 1 for like 25 or something like that. That's a show we did last year, man. And we got to
pull that one up because I'm telling y'all, man, a 4 QBR. I mean, we can talk about everything else. That's fine, but ultimately, Guantanamo Bay, whatever you want to call it, it's hard to put it on a singular person. It's hard. It's hard to say you're the reason why this team lost because everybody can name this play and that play. But Tennessee, man, y'all got to figure out something at that QB position. And until y'all do, this thing might fall off the rails a lot quicker than a lot of people thought.
I would say this before I turn over today. I'm not sure it's going to so much fall off the rails, but the big difference, the big issue with them is going to be quarterback. And to get consistent play from the quarterback, because I think they were moving in the right direction. I still think they're moving in the right direction.
Eric Gray is solid. The running back is solid. He did his part, but I mean,
with
much you can do.
With that being said, I think that you have to understand that Pruitt is still building, and he's done a hell of a job. But I think he's gonna have to rally the troops to not get blown off the field on Saturday. Honestly, but I'm not in that same boat with Tennessee as far as like people just coming down on them, and because it was just 2 weeks ago everybody was kissing their butt. Yeah, they got their butt whooped on Saturday. A lot of that was with them and what's happening. But I can. There's fundamentals. There's foundations of building blocks with this team. So we just have to keep rocking with them and see what happens.
And I'm gonna say this. now before we turn it over to Dave. I think how I know you don't want to hit us right now at this moment, but how we always joked about Gus always wins a game that keeps him situated. This is what Stoops does. Like I said, he broke the streak with Florida. Now he done broke the streak with Tennessee. Right now, anything with Stoops.
Whoa, man.
Well, Stoops ain't going nowhere, man. He hanging on in there, man. He keeps winning these games where he hangs on in there, man.
Time out. I need for you to go do the research department and see what Kentucky record has been with Stoops over the past few years compared to where they were beforehand.
I get that, but I'm just saying this is stuff that just builds equity. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, he snapped a streak from 40-some years. Like this shit just builds equity with Stoops to where it's like, I'm not saying the man untouchable, obviously, but he keeps building and he keeps building.
I would never put Gus and Stoops in the same category because Gus is taking over traditional powerhouse where Kentucky was a laughingstock football, and what Stoops has their players getting drafted, has players actually
He has a respect,
and has them, basically was in the contention for the East, not just last year, and now they're still rolling off wins. They might not be at that Georgia, Florida level, but for Kentucky to be where they are, I see what you're saying about the equity part, but
that's all I'm saying as far as that goes.
I don't think with what he's done, I don't think he needs any equity. That's just me personally. But Dave, what you got?
I mean, I got a couple things, man. Number one, I think back, we talk about the quarterback position, the quarterback play. I think number one, I said it myself, had I been the coach of that team, that particular quarterback wouldn't be taking another snap for me after that Bama game last year.
Because after last year.
Yeah. You just don't get in the game and just do your own damn thing.
He did.
We ain't finna. I mean, we ain't gonna go act like Eddie Kane. You ain't finna go solo.
I'm doing what I want to do.
Yeah. You do what you want to do. Secondly, when we talked about the D-line coach, I mean, it's clear to me, and I think anybody can see that it is something internal. What it is, I don't know. Because when you think about it, how many times do you really see a position coach get fired after a game, and this early in the season? So it leads me to believe that there's some other things there. Whether that means that he just wasn't a good fit with that staff. I don't know what it could have been, so I'm not going to expound on that. Thirdly, as the University of Tennessee, you clearly have time to bounce back, but the question is where do we go now? You lost a game that you went into I'm sure you go into every game feel like you can win, but this was definitely a winnable game for you. And you dropped that, and basically you dropped it big. Where do you go? I mean, you turn around and you got Bama next week. Mm-hmm. So we fired a defensive line coach. So who on deck now? It's clear because now you might well find somebody else next week. We lost Kentucky, so you might well find somebody else when we get blew out by Bama, because that's what's going to happen.
That's what's going to happen.
So I'm just, and Renard, we could bring it on back in, man, because I'm just kind of at a loss of words now because I don't know what you do. I mean, you don't. I said last year, man, that quarterback, he just could not play for me. You just don't. You're not Patrick Mahomes or Drew Brees or Aaron Rodgers. What the hell are you going to do? Just do your own thing. And again, he has a performance like this, and like being said, truly, it's easy to just point the finger at one person. We don't take a team to win, but man, that was just terrible.
That's bad.
And I mean, we're gonna wrap it up on that. And I really we have a couple more games on the schedule, and then I want to read off some of the games we're not gonna be able to get to real quick. But I don't have much on this Notre Dame Louisville game. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This is the next game on the schedule, and I'm gonna tell you like this: everybody been cooking on Louisville defense all year long. No,
they showed up.
No, they get no respect from me.
They get no respect.
No, for what? Did you watch? Did you see the game?
Have you not been listening to me about?
I know. I mean, I know how you feel about, but I'm saying, as bad as Louisville defense has been, man, look, as the old saying goes, by hook or by crook, it was 12 points.
Here's the thing. Hold on. Here's the thing. Ian Book was 11 of 19 for 106 yards. It's not all about Ian Book. I understand it, but I'm saying that Notre Dame, you cannot put up 12 points and think you finna go and beat Clemson and think I'm finna take you serious.
In a couple.
They got the super duper secret play.
Hey, they ain't tipping their hand, Bernard. They are not tipping.
They ain't tipping nothing. They ain't tipping four poles. They ain't tipping nothing. They ain't tipping nothing.
I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this.
Nah, Notre Dame fans are pissed. Like real shit. All those aside, Notre Dame fans
they can be mad if they want to. Louisville have been playing with heart all year. All I'm just saying is that it's just not a good look to me when you're talking about 12-7.
Yeah.
At home.
The Dodgers scored more points than the goddamn Notre Dame did, bro. Look, okay, so
Go ahead, Tuck. This
Y'all know
your area.
Y'all know how I feel about Ian Book and the situations going on.
Yes, we do. Definitely.
Okay, so I told you it's gonna be close, but I swore I thought they were gonna be like I was thinking 24-21. I wasn't thinking 12-7. Ian Book going 11-19 for a little bit over 100 yards. That just means he was throwing bubble screens and nothing down the field.
Yeah.
Running game was terrible because the offensive line's not that good. Well, one side offensive line is that good, but they're not good, man. And I mean, they're winning. That
boy had a good game though. Williams.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But I mean, other than that, I mean, dog, that defense is probably what's gonna carry them.
Right.
That's who I want to see. Not Louisville. I want to see what Clemson does against that defense.
Right.
Because that defense is damn near elite, but that offense is poo-poo platter.
I mean, to your point, when your leading receiver has 2 receptions, I mean, now they had several people with 2 receptions, but nobody was over 2 catches. I mean, the offense was not impressive at all in the game. But as we said at the beginning of the year, Notre Dame was, Renard pointed out beautifully at the beginning of the year, like them playing a full ACC schedule, they were going to have a game or 2 like this where they were just going to motor on through and it was going to look ugly and they were just going to keep on going. And like you said, right now, their ultimate goal is when they get to Clemson and seeing what they do in another week, another 2 weeks.
Dave, you got anything on this game, sir? Cause I can't even spend no time on it.
Nah, I'm good.
Not this week. Not to go from Georgia-Alabama to this. I can't.
I feel you. I'm with you.
But now we got a 5-minute window for the Florida State fans to talk about Florida State, North Carolina. 5 minutes. So, Dave, would you like to go first?
I would, because I picked
there you
this,
go. There you go.
I picked this game only because, and I made the statement that I felt like how Florida State played against Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
It gave me some hope because, and I look at Notre Dame, I look at North Carolina. I feel like Notre Dame is a little better than North Carolina, and if we could duplicate what we did, or replicate, I should say, what we did against Notre Dame, then we should be in a good spot. Now, granted, they almost let it go, but I just felt confident in the fact that, hey, I think at some point Florida State have good enough athletes to make a play against anybody. They'll play against anybody, but they're not saying they're gonna win. But they just have those type of they recruit those type of athletes. Are they where we need to be? No. But at the same time, I think that the QB change makes a big deal. And I think it made a big deal, not just because one QB may be better than the other, but I think just as a team morale, because if you're on a team, man, it's just like working a job. You know who's getting the job done and who's not.
Well, say that again. Say
who's
that
getting
again.
the job done and you know who's not. And if I keep going to work and we still got this sorry supervisor here, and we know that ain't gonna do nothing, it kills the morale of the team. So I'm not putting it all on James Blackman, but what I'm saying is that you've had years with Blackman, so it's time to move on from that. And I think just that little change going to Jordan Travis would just uplift and make players want to play. I think it was a morale issue. And now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they're gonna rip off 5 wins. 5 wins in the season or 5 more wins from here on out. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I think you're going to get this team, and now that they got to win against a quality opponent, I think every week you're going to have to, when you see Florida State, you're going to come to play, and not say that they're going to win the game, but you're going to know they're there. I put it that way.
I got you. All right, Ben, go ahead, sir.
And I think it ain't even that bad. I think today's point, I'm not even going to speak on Jordan Travis because everybody know where I stand when it comes to Slim. When Mike Norvell came in, one of the main things that he stated was the special teams was going to make a difference. I know a lot of people like, man, special teams ain't going to make a difference. Right now, Florida State at this moment is leading the nation in block field goals and block punts. They have 5 total that leads the nation right now. And when you come into this game, we had 2 sacks, people. 2 sacks. We were dead last in the ACC. We had 2 sacks for the entire season. They came away from this game with 4 sacks and 8 tackles for loss. If you want to talk about the keys of the game, it's not about what Jordan Travis did. It's about more so that defensive line finally, who was supposed to carry us the entire season, they finally decided, you know what? We're tired of hearing what everybody got to say. We're going to step up and we're going to play. And when you look at that, if they can continue to possibly get pressure the way that they did, now granted, North Carolina's offensive line is not the best, but they ain't trash either. And you look at where we came from a couple of weeks ago against Miami, where we just completely just gave up. You look at this game, it was more so about we're going to continue to bother Sam Howell, and we're going to continue to frustrate him. Did Sam Howell make some plays? Hell yeah, he did. He made a lot of plays. He threw 374 yards. Of course he made plays. But ultimately, we were able to bother him enough to where it was frustrating enough down the stretch. I know a lot of people are going to look at and say, well, y'all scored 31 points in the first half. You didn't score nothing in the second half. It's true. But if you go look at the game and you see what happened, we had 2 scoring drives that were negated behind bonehead, dumbass penalties that keep showing up. Now, we're going to have to eliminate those if we want to continue to be successful. But shout out to LaDamian Webb, Tuck, you and Renard and Dave. All 3 of y'all told me that this kid was a dog when he was in high school. Everybody wanted to anoint Jayshon Corbin as the number 1 running back because he came to Texas A&M, blah, 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 blah. LaDamian Webb then came in and took this job. There's not a Florida State person that watches us and cannot tell that LaDamian Webb, he's the number 1 running back, clear as day. Kid balls out. Guts. Jordan Travis was out there towards the end of the game with one arm still said, look, I'm going to gut it out. We're going to do what we got to do, man. And at the end of the day, that's what you were supposed to do. We finally beat somebody that we weren't supposed to beat. And I can't do nothing but be more prouder, man.
Okay, Tuck, I don't have nothing to say. Not a word. Because I think they did it. But go ahead.
Just real quick. I'm just going to say, look, congratulations to Florida State. I did pick North Carolina to win. North Carolina should have won if somebody could catch the ball in the last drive. But congratulations to Florida State because they did ball out. I mean, it was hard. It was going to be hard to come back for 35-7. I think that's what the score was.
It was 31-7.
31-7. So, but Ben and then Gardner, Auburn, y'all team showed out, man. But if somebody could catch in that last drive, I've been in here crying.
I mean, but again, we shouldn't even been there.
And then I did not know
if Dante Lucas dumbass don't get a damn personal foul inside the 4.
I didn't know that Matt Brown had never beat.
Nope, he was 0-9. Now he's 0-10.
Yeah, so that's all I got.
Okay, because I don't have anything to add because I think they covered for me, and we need to move on for sake of time. Because this one, I can't spend this last time on this last game can't be all the time. So, Auburn and South Carolina, that's the next game on the docket. I really don't have nothing to say first. I'm gonna let some other people talk first. So, oh God, what does he got going on? Why is everybody going off camera? Hey, okay. Well, hold on. This is it. The next MF that go off camera, I'm taking you out the stream. That's it. Go ahead, Ben.
My only question is, I just want to know, as a Auburn, not necessarily a fan, because you know you're beyond that.
Yes, I'm beyond.
As a person that follows Auburn, how are you feeling about the offensive play calling as a whole? Because I don't want to put it on Bo Nix because I think it's deeper than Bo Nix. I want us to come away from now, like you said, not being is Bo Nix he the problem? I don't think he's the problem, but I want to know how are you feeling about the offense as a whole.
Oh, this is not about me right now, sir. This is your analysis. We'll get to mine.
No, that's the question because I mean, ultimately,
If you
I
pass,
watched the game.
if you pass the mic to me, Ben, it's
Well,
over. So you go ahead. Go ahead,
Well,
David.
go ahead, Dave.
Ben, I'll answer that question for you.
Thank you, David.
Okay.
I think that honestly, Bo Nix is in an offense. You know how you have a coach and he has a system that he wants to run. And this
Hell
is
bent on what we was with Blackman until we changed. Yep.
This is what we do. No matter who we get, this is what we do.
Right.
No matter what our talent level is, no matter what our skill set is, this is what we do. And you don't go away from that or try to find something that fit who you got. I think this is a perfect example of this. I think that the players and the ballers that Auburn have just not made to do what Gus wants to do. And until he probably won't get a chance to change it at Auburn, but until he comes off of that, you can't beat. You take Nick Saban, for example.
Right.
We all know how he wants to play. We all know he's a ground and pound guy. You know, play action, this, that, and the other. But he conformed to what he had around him. You started recruiting elite receivers, elite quarterbacks. So
thinner linebackers, quicker linebackers.
Yeah. So you had to evolve.
Right.
What we're seeing, to me, and that's just a casual fan, and I like Auburn. I'm just a casual football fan. I don't see a whole lot different from the Cam Newton, the Nick Marshall Auburn until 2020. It's kind of the same thing, but you don't have Cam is not walking back in the doggone stadium. Nick Marshall is not walking back. You have Bo Nix. Nothing's wrong with Bo Nix. It's just that I think you have to put this kid in a better position, do some different things, play to his strengths. You know, whether that means, roll him out the pocket. Whatever his strength may be, play to that. And don't just keep getting, you got a running back that's a dog. Bigsby's a dog, bro.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying turn around and get it to him 40 times a game, but what I am saying, open your off, do some things different, man. Do some things different. What that looks like, I don't know what it may look like because I'm not down there every day and and it's not my team. But I think that you have a large enough sample size now through the last few seasons. You see that you need to play to the strengths of your players, man. And that's all I pretty much got on it.
And I think that's why I was at with today, like I said, because again, I'm like you. I watch Auburn from a distance. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not about to look. I know these two guys. I know they watch them from the point. So I'm just like, hey, go ahead. I'm good.
You'll get us some copyright issues.
Okay, you better cut that out about 5 seconds.
Yeah, we got 12 seconds before we can play some.
Good old I agree.
Y'all, I look. Y'all know I've been the biggest proponent of Gustav Malzahn, author Gustav Malzahn, for a long time.
Author.
I can't do it no more. We are officially in dark Auburn territory. After I saw what happened between Bo and Seth, this team, they're not together. I really think it's starting to fall apart. Now, this weekend will be very interesting on how everything plays out against Ole Miss. But right now, I don't know. I know one thing: Tank is a house. He's a beast.
Yes.
You got to give him the ball at least 25, 28 times a game. Bo, get your shit together, man. I don't know what it is. You keep overthrowing the fastest man in college football. How do you do that? Christian Toot, you're always out of spot. You're always out of place.
Oh God, not him. Not touch. Go ahead.
I just don't. I don't know, man. You a dog in that punt return game. You a dog.
We got to get him back to that.
Yes. I think
5 yards. That's it. That's all.
That's all you need to get. Offensive line. You did. You I saw some improvement, but brother Tayshawn Manning, you need to find another position. It was one time that you got pushed all the way back into Bo's lap, and I was just like, I'm just dumbfounded. Chad,
get some balls.
Thank you. Look, man, you're a ball coach. You know how to do this, brother. This ain't hard. You had those brilliant concepts early in the year.
Daddy came in the room.
That's what I'm about to say, but
Right.
Daddy came in the room and whipped that ass. That's all that happened. No, we don't do that.
It seems like when we get in the red zone, he takes your balls away from you. You're going to have to tell your daddy, look, bro, I got this. Because running jet sweeps in the red zone on 3rd and 8 is not going to work. Just a thought. Just not going to work. And last but not least,
neither is throwing the ball to self.
Yeah, thank you.
On that dumbass fade route. That's over with.
Yeah, okay. Especially on one of the top corners in the SEC and not the nation. Joe Horn's little boy pissed on us all day.
JC, what his name is? JC Ace.
JC Horn. Yeah.
He can go, I don't know, but he can go to hell though. I really don't like him.
Dang, Tuck on fire.
He on fire, man.
He on fire, dang.
Okay, and then what right? But let me address Dion's other little boy. Let me address him right quick too. Don't get swole on Tank Bigley and then get run over the next play. Tank Bigley ran your ass over and then you didn't say shit else to him. So that was a grown man. But back to the self stuff. Bo, you got other receivers in these routes, buddy. You can't look at self. You can't target self 20 plays and throw to him 18 times.
You turn to one read.
That's it.
That's how y'all remember. That's how Sims was.
It's not even a one read.
One read. It's like,
hey, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got to give him the fucking ball. That's the read. Get it to him no matter what. You're going to get self killed.
Yes.
Period. I've never seen you lead a receiver to get open.
A couple times. Not consistently.
Self has some windows. Now, those little windows you be throwing to, sometimes they be tinted windows because you can't see nothing through them. There's no way you should have thrown some of those passes. And please, for the love of God, stop throwing off your back foot like you Brett Favre. That's all I ask. It's not hard, y'all. It's not much that Auburn football has to do. We got the elites. We got the talent. We just don't have that motivation. We don't have that. Go get them, guys. We got the coach that don't cuss. Shit. We need somebody who fucking cusses right now.
I apologize, YouTube.
I might bleep this out. I might not. Because guess what? I'm in dark Auburn right now. Because this is dark Auburn. Because if any Auburn fan wants to come at me talking about, no, we need to respect the team. No, you can go to hell too. Because you're in dark Auburn too.
No, get it. Get it, dog.
He fine.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm done.
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting.
I'm not laughing because I've been where you feeling right now. I've been there, so I understand.
Let him talk.
Yeah, y'all might be glad because Bean's making me laugh because I'm dead ass serious.
I know. I've been there.
If y'all don't get y'all shit together, I will call Tim Cook. The first thing I'm going to text Tim Cook, can you send my friend Ben an iPhone? That's the first thing I'm going to do.
Hey, leave that out of the conversation.
The second thing I'm going to do is, can you please just give us half of this $21 million so we can get this man out of here?
We don't need it.
We'll get to that later. We can't talk about that on there.
No, I'm sorry. You're right. I can't talk about
Thank
that.
you.
If we came over 18, y'all can come over 21. It's just 3 more.
Oh, trust me.
It's just 3 more.
Who's that? Jimmy Rain?
It's just 3 more.
I know y'all just paid for that Talladega race couple.
But you don't understand how many people we already paying on the back end either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're almost done with one more person.
And then you good.
Tuberville's still getting a check.
Tuberville's still getting a check, and he almost done. As soon as we'll call him in the state of Alabama because more likely he gonna win the Senate race. Yeah. So
I can't with y'all.
Okay.
I can't.
So let me pull this out.
Cut him out. No, get it, dog. We got.
I'm out. But thank you for making me restart Auburn territory. This has been your Senator Tuck.
Renard done pulled up the loose leaf paper.
Yes,
play chart.
It's bad. It's bad.
See, I have learned. I listened to a clip earlier of me acting a fool 3 years ago after Tennessee beat Auburn in Auburn, and then next week they played Alabama. I don't know if it came up in Ben memories or not, but it came up in mine.
It came up in mine. The funeral. It did come up.
No, this one wasn't the funeral. This was another one. This was just the one when I said Alabama was going to win 127-0. And I said at the top of my lungs, and when Tennessee basically sung this for Auburn, for the state of Alabama to go to hell. I'm not gonna lie to you. I look at myself. I was embarrassed by that clip. I'm still embarrassed by that clip. But at the same time,
it was how you felt at the time.
Let me. This is gonna involve no interruption. Please, I'm gonna need all this because. That was when we were very young, really in our first year, and I feel like we all have grown. Even Dave has grown, Tuck has grown, everybody has grown since we've been doing this podcast because we have bigger aspirations and we have bigger fish to fry when it comes to being emotional. So what I did after the game, I like to listen, like to sit back. I don't get angry at the game anymore. You watch and you expect. But what I like to do, as far as me, I like to break down. I like to see what other people have to say. Does it kind of match up what I'm thinking? Sometimes there's people that know more than you, and you have to hear what they have to say. So listen to a few things. I listen to about 40 or 50 different podcasts anyway, because I watch a lot of them, and I listen to a lot of them. So let's get back to Auburn. We can start several different places, but we're going to try to keep this concise. I'm embarrassed for Auburn. As an Auburn fan, as an Auburn supporter, I'm embarrassed for Auburn for 2 reasons. And, we can talk about Gus, and I'm going to get to him. We can talk about Bo. We can talk about all this other stuff on the field. But what embarrassed me about Auburn, let me know that the control of the team was gone, was when Jamie and Sherwood, every play, was in a player face talking noise. Like, every play. I'm talking about they gashed him for 20. He in their face. You can't get him in. I mean, he all up in his face. And then you got Smoke Monday doing it. Well, that day was his name definitely fit that day because he was getting his ass smoked, but he's still getting up talking noise after a 25-yard pass game in their face. That's not Auburn football, bro. You can be aggressive and you can have some talk, but every play, they getting up, and it was embarrassing to the point where Capers, the freshman wide receiver, tried to do it, and I was so happy to see Cody Burns getting his ass about it. Because I'm like, where is the control of this team? This team, and we already know what happened on the field a little bit, but let's talk a little bit of optics. Chandler Wooten, basically was an all-SEC linebacker that opted out, gets on Twitter during the game, ain't no leadership. Sal Cannella, who was on the team last year, man, there's so many things going on behind the scenes that y'all don't even know. Wow. You got a current player saying there's no leadership. So was KJ Britt the only person that can provide leadership? That's an issue. So where's the identity for Auburn on either side of the ball? But let's get to Gus real quick. Your last 53 SEC games, you 28-25. That's Ole Miss, Mississippi State territory. That's not Auburn territory. I'm sorry, that's just not gonna get it. It's just not gonna happen. We are in year 8 of the Gus Malzahn era. Year 8. Let's be real. The only thing you look at Gus's record against all the people that he's supposed to beat, it's okay. Only thing that's saving him is his 3-5 record against Alabama, because ain't got that good enough of a record against against Nick. That's the only thing that's really saving him. We have become 4-loss Auburn. That's what we are. We are 4-loss Auburn. This is what we become to. There's been no QB development. Every QB that Gus has had QB regression. No development. You can go down the line. Jarrett Stidham, all of them. And if Cam would have been there second year, he would have regressed too. Let's just be real about it. Show me a quarterback that has done better in the second year under Gus Malzahn. Now, look, I'm kind of like Tuck. I've defended Gus for a long time. Long time. Not saying he was the greatest, not saying he wasn't. But I can't defend you anymore when you come in a press conference and say, well, it's week 4. Maybe we're just not there yet. What? No, you're nowhere. Then you got a dog of a running back that's running the hell over people, and you still passing the ball? It's so much. They're very disjointed. They don't have any identity. And when we talk about Bo Nix, man, Bo Nix think he playing backyard football. That's just real. I'm giving y'all the real raw truth. I wish I had a cigar like David. I'm giving y'all real raw truth, bro. Bo Nix think he playing backyard football. Just throw it off the back foot. Even the ones that he's made successfully.
They still won. They still was ugly.
Where's the growth? Where's all this we're hearing about? All this other stuff we're talking about. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing, Bo? What are you seeing? And now you're getting upset. Now you're getting mad. You got players arguing. Players always argue on the sideline. That ain't nothing new. But there's a quote that he said, they know the F and play in the Arkansas game to a coach? To a coordinator? You have to start running about Bo Nix. Is he just a spoiled brat that know how to play football? You have to start asking yourself these questions, because he keeps doing the same thing over and over and over again. It's not like Blackman. Blackman is making mistakes. It's like,
and he was hearing footsteps.
Bo is just doing stuff like, I'm gonna make a play. Like, I'm John Elway, I'm Brett Favre, I'm gonna make this play. I'm gonna throw it to Self in triple coverage. That play that he made against Kentucky, when Self went up and got it, Schwartz was open underneath and was beating his man by 4 yards across the ball. But all he sees is 18, like they having sex with each other, and like they connected at the hip, and he's throwing it off his back foot. So to bring it back all in, we looking at Gus, we looking at Nix, we look at recruiting when it comes to, forget the stars, okay? Stars don't mean diddly shit if they don't come in and play and they ain't getting developed.
Right.
Look, now I'm gonna put a little bit on Bo. I'm gonna put a little bit on Gus about Bo's development, and Chad too, because, and this is my me defending Bo. He ain't had an offensive line worth shit in 2 years. No wonder he hearing footsteps. So you want a quarterback to get comfortable, but the guy don't have what he has in front of him. Right now, man, Auburn is a disjointed mess. And this was something I heard the other day, was that with Gus, is run its course. It's run its course.
Sometimes you get tired of hearing that voice.
And it ain't even the voice, it's what he's doing. Like we talked about earlier, the evolution of the offense. That first game, I saw all kind of route concepts. I saw all kind of playing. Second game, they come out, I don't see none of it. I see the same old sorry route concepts outside of them throwing to shorts a little bit more. They fall in love with stuff, man. It's time for a different direction. Now, I have a few Auburn groups that I'm in, and I didn't even go in any of them this weekend because I'm just at that point, bro. I'm at that point where it's like, what you gonna do? But this is also a message to Auburn supporters. Put your hands in your damn pockets. Put your hands in your pockets and write some damn checks.
If you want them gone.
Acting stupid. No, it's not even about wanting to go. Y'all, and for all this Gus bashing that we're doing, this don't even matter because Auburn Nation, guess what, sir? Y'all got to come with it. If South Carolina can build a 50 to 80 or 56, $60 million facility and they ain't won nothing in forever, you got to start waiting. You got to bring what they want to bring. You want to be Bama? You want to be up back in the upper echelon because you're middle of the SEC right now and you teetering on the bottom. You want to bring that, man? You got to make the investment. We shouldn't be having to beg for a facility. Y'all want to think y'all up here and your talent is up here, but your coaching is here and your facilities are right there. Mm-hmm. So what you bringing to the table, man? This is just real hardcore truth. Like, I'm going to just stop it right here. Y'all want to hear more about it? Maybe me and Tuck do a separate show about Auburn. We do whatever. But bottom line is, man, it's not anything good. You're in danger of not winning another game.
I can't say that, man.
But why you can't say that? Because it's the name? The hell with the name. I'm talking about the players on the field. Why you cannot say that? Tell me, look at the schedule and tell me who
First
you
can
guarantee
y'all got
win.
Tennessee left.
Wait a minute. And
Tennessee left.
Wait, stop. The same Tennessee that Jeremy Pruitt's the head coach they've been having Gus number every damn time they played. So who you talking about?
Man, yeah.
Jeremy
now Pruitt, I know which one of them.
Jerry, you're talking about a quarterback. Jeremy
was there when we lost 2 years ago.
Has had Auburn's number.
Gajano was there when Auburn lost 2 years ago.
I know. I watched the game with Renault. I remember.
Pull up the schedule and tell me who's the guaranteed winner.
That was the pivotal game.
I know. I remember. I remember.
Look at our schedule right now.
Tell me who's the guaranteed winner.
Who cannot we be? Tell them that we should be hard-nosed favored in, and we ain't got to worry about nobody.
I'm not saying we're not gonna win. I'm just saying, look at it and see.
That, but just off the schedule for the remaining schedule, who we ain't gonna be able to beat. Just like they can't beat us.
When you have no identity on offense, you don't know what you want to do. Your defensive line is getting stalemates and getting pushed back at the yard, getting put back in the line. Davis told y'all earlier, this is a line of scrimmage game. I don't care what you got on the outside. I don't care. Zacoby McClain and Owen Papo are balling their ass off, but you can't tell it because they're having to make every damn tackle 6, 8, 9, 10 yards down the field because they ain't been no push.
Lineman right in their damn face every time.
So tell me who they gonna beat?
Who?
They're gonna be Texas A&M. They're gonna be LSU.
I see two for sure.
For sure. Okay, I want to hear this.
Tennessee and Mississippi State.
Man.
That's not a for sure.
Mississippi State.
For me, that's two I see for sure. Costello was a turnover machine, and so was Guantanamo. Y'all defense hasn't necessarily been the issue.
But you focus so much on the quarterback. I'm talking about
y'all defense. Y'all defense has not really necessarily been the problem. The defense ain't really been
Are you shitting me?
Bruh, let me tell you something. Our defensive line can't get no pass rush.
Zero.
We have to blitz a corner every play.
Owen Papo has become the best pass rusher on that team.
And he's a
linebacker.
He's a sophomore linebacker.
Big Cat Bryant has done nothing off the edge because now he has been hurt.
Yeah,
you're getting no push up the middle. The defensive ends are playing solid, but that defensive line is not there, bro. And so guess what? We talked about in the Alabama Georgia game. If you ain't getting no line, what's gonna happen to that back seven?
I mean, yeah, me and Dave know we all too familiar with if you're not getting any type of pressure, the stress to put on your back seven.
They're not, bro.
I give you Mississippi State. I get it. But it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard as hell to beat Mississippi State. It is. It's going to be hard. Ole Miss is finna. Ole Miss going.
Now, I ain't missing Ole Miss because we know
That's Saturday.
We got Ole Miss.
that's Saturday. That's coming up. That's coming up. I ain't say Ole Miss.
It's
at
a
11.
away game.
At 11.
At 11.
And then LSU was right behind that.
There's no slam dunks for me. I'm sorry.
I understand. I got you.
I just need for y'all to understand. This is where we are, man. And Auburn fans have to be real about what's going on. It's not a talent issue everywhere. Is it some talent deficiencies? Yes. You want to blame Gustin for everything? It's blame him for offensive line recruiting. You blame him for quarterback development. I feel sorry for people like Tank Bigsby. I feel sorry for some of them ballers on their team that's balling out, because how you got players giving half-ass effort on an SEC game on national TV? When has an Auburn team gave a half effort? Bruh, your boy has lost the locker room. He's lost them. You cannot have current and former players tweeting to America, ain't no leadership.
Right.
A dude that's on the squad right now. You can't have that, man. It's time. I love Gus as a person. He's an average coach as a head coach. He needs to go somewhere, like I told my brother, he needs to go somewhere, lower Power 5, go somewhere else and be an offensive coordinator and do that. He cannot manage this roster. You about to lose Kool-Aid. You about to lose Scooby. You already lost a couple more recruits. Dude, you got on national TV and got embarrassed. You're dealing with a monster across the street, bro. It ain't just about Alabama. But you're dealing with a monster across the street, but you're going to go head-to-head with Alabama, Georgia for most recruits. At some point is, how far down this road do we want to let it go?
Right.
And that's it. That's all I got on it. Y'all want to hear more? Y'all want to hear more about it? Y'all going to tell us. If not, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. It's so many issues. We could spend another 45 minutes on all the stuff they have. I'm not trying to take up that much time about it, but it's bad. It's bad. And the team is bad. That's why you see Bo frustrated. That's why you see Bo and Seth Williams going at it on the sideline. And I mean, because players go at each other. That's usual. But you don't have all this stuff, man. Auburn is in trouble. They need a leader, man. KJ Britt is the leader. He's out for most of the year. Who else on that team is going to step up? And people talking about, well, Seth, your wide receivers are not the leader of the team.
Right. Well,
what are we going to do?
Well, we definitely may have to come back with another show behind this one.
I got three more things. So I'm wearing my Tupac shirt. Keep your head up. I ain't mad at you. That's to the Auburn Nation. All eyes on me. That's for you, Bo Nix. All eyes on you.
We gonna move on, and that's that. Well, this show has been interesting.
I'm done, man. I'm done. I can't say nothing about it. Auburn, y'all. Maybe next time we talk, me and Tuck will be having a new head coach, and that's how bad it is.
And we're this close.
So anyway, David. Anything, sir?
No, man, just wrap it up. Like Dave Chappelle said.
I'm wrapping it up. I'm done.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Hey.
That's it, man. Look, y'all catch the show at DSL Podcast. You got anything you want to say, hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, or YouTube. Like and subscribe. Holler at us. Let us know what y'all want to hear. If there's anything y'all want us to talk about, we'll do a quick show about it. Let us know. Holler at us, and we'll see what we got, Ben.
Top 5, man. Y'all already know what time it is, man. I am DJ Double Dose, man. Them noses in the building. Louisville, y'all on the clock. Y'all know what time it is, man. Reach me on Twitter and IG. I am DJ Double Dose.
Tuck.
Yeah, man. Y'all know my information. Dark Auburn, Ed Johnson Tuck. Yeah, all that.
Mr. Gardner.
Hey, Dave Gardner, man. DL Gardner 205. I'll let me.
All right, man. We'll see y'all for the prediction show, and we'll see who was wrong and who was right coming up this week. So we'll holler at y'all, man. Peace.
Yes, sir.